Hey there, gang. This is Toby, host of the podcast Prioritize. I know that everything you listen to and every YouTube video you watch always has that, hey, gang, like and subscribe.
Right. Why you no like and subscribe?
No. That's my thing. I don't want to pressure you into liking or subscribing to anything, especially if you don't get value from it.
Why you no get value from this?
Well, what I'm trying to say is, if you like it, you're welcome to subscribe it.
Otherwise, we shoot you and bury you in desert.
No, we're not planning on doing that.
Fine. We just bury you in desert.
No, we're not going to shoot you, and we're not going to bury you in the desert.
Why we do nothing?
Well, I'm just saying, if you like it, you're welcome to subscribe, leave a comment or something like that. This helps other people find it as well.
Right. We need your help. Otherwise, we shoot you.
No, we're not going to do that.
Fine. We do nothing. This is a stupid show.
Welcome to another episode of Prioritize. They accomplish while you drown in lists. It's difficult to juggle your responsibilities. Husband, father, brother. It goes on, but your energy doesn't.
You pondering what I'm pondering?
Prioritize what's right for you, not what's left behind. This is Prioritize with Toby Baker.
You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Greetings, gentlemen and ladies. This is Prioritize. Here we discuss prioritizing faith, family, relationships, and more. I'm your crazy white, formerly fat host, the Baker Boy himself. Welcome to the show. Glad you've chosen to listen and download and listen at your own leisure. Thanks so much for joining us. I would say me. There's more than me here. I don't know if that's okay. Does it sound fake or phony if I say, thanks for joining us, and the only voice you ever hear is me?
Don't forget this voice here. I am prize of show. There would be no you without me.
Well, this is true. But anyway, thanks for joining us. We have a special podcast here, so we try to drop these on Monday, but wouldn't you know it, it is July 4th weekend! Yes, it is. I was talking with a friend just yesterday about our weekend celebrations and all of the fireworks that will be going on and explosions all over the place and people coming out and celebrating. And I asked him a very simple question. I said, hey, am I faking it until I make it? Do I have something to celebrate? I mean, we've gone through an incredibly traumatizing year last year. Here we are, the 4th of July. It seems like there were so many issues that are either being blown way out of proportion for the sake of exclusivizing drama just to keep the perpetual fires burning, or there's some real deep-seated psychological problems, and I'm not going to get into everything because we don't have time for it, and I'm sure by now maybe you're just tired of hearing about it and you'd like a little reprieve, a little release. Tobe, it's the weekend. I don't want to hear the politics all my weekend. I hear about that all the work week. I hear about it at work. I hear about it when I come home. It's on the news. It's on everywhere I turn. I just need a break. Hey, I might be able to provide you with one of those breaks. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. We didn't have an answer for that. I really wanted one. I'm looking for one. Maybe there is no answer. Maybe you just celebrate. We just did the last podcast here, finding something to celebrate. So around this time, just about every year, get the family together. We have some of the normal traditions, the staples that have become our July 4th celebration. We'll get together. We'll go to the parade, and I make darn certain. I can't say the other one. I guess I get in trouble. I make certain that my boys know when that flag comes by, we stand, we salute. We are serious about this. Why? Because we know people. We have family members who have fought across seas, who have been in some real deep doo-doo. I mean, like deep. I'm talking like serious deep. And fortunately, they have come back. We have had members of our family that have gone over, that have fought and bled for this country. This is a day we celebrate our independence. This is a day we should be celebrating the fact that so many people have gone before us, have bled, have died, have given so much sacrifice so that I can get on a microphone in the basement of somewhere deep in a place you do not know and talk. where you get to choose your own house of worship. You get to choose your form of worship. You get to choose where you're going to shop for groceries, at least for a little bit longer. You get to choose, you can talk about yourself as much as you want to, if that's your privy, if that's your concern. And by golly, we have heard a lot of that, haven't we? Yes, every single day, it seems, there is more and more selfishness that is battling through the crowds of raising our focus to something else. What are we going to prioritize today? Gentlemen, ladies, here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. I want to encourage you to elevate our focus. Let's get the focus off of us, if only for a few minutes. I promise you, you'll have an opportunity to return to your selfishness if you so desire. I'm calling this out in you because I too have a problem with selfishness. Toby loves some Toby. I love some me. I'm not going to lie to you. I like to be comfortable. I like to look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, there's a handsome fat man. Or as some would say, hey, don't look at that guy too long. My wife says it differently because she's very gracious and we're in love with each other for now 25 years. God bless her. I am a serious cross and a burden for her to carry. Please keep her in your prayers. I'm putting up for sainthood. We just have a little more paperwork to go through and then we'll be all good. Yes, today we are going to prioritize elevating our focus, getting the focus off of myself and what pronouns I prefer you to call me by and what station and status I believe you should place me at in your life. There has been far better people than I who have gone before me, who have gone before you, who have sacrificed so much so that we can live and live abundantly. This country, there's so many people trying to get to America because we've been given a promise. We've been given a constitution that says we have the right to pursue happiness, even though that is ever so fleeting for so many people, even though the happiness itself is not guaranteed. You are not guaranteed to be happy. So I'm sorry, gentlemen and ladies, if you were told all your life you deserve to be happy, you deserve to have that, you are guaranteed to be happy, and you turn up and in your adulting years, doggone it, you're not always happy. Here's your invitation. Welcome to life. Not everyone is happy all the time. Not everyone is full of joy all the time. I had someone tell me, Tobe, happiness is a choice and you get to choose. And you know what? I'm going to say the same thing to you. Happiness is a choice and you get to choose. How is it you see bums on the street? You see homeless people that have more happiness and joy in their heart than you do. And you're driving by them in your Mercedes-Benz, BMW convertible. You're on your way back to your $1 million mansion with, yes, your flaming hot Cheetos. And somehow, by golly, you're still not happy. Why? Do you need more selfishness in your life? Do you need more of you in your life? Do you need more selfies on your phone? Of course you do. That's what makes everyone happy. That's all I see on Instagram and Facebook, all this happiness all around me. Actually, I think if you did a poll, if you were to do a serious poll on Instagram and Facebook and many of the other social media networks on whether or not those people are happy, isn't that supposed to come out of our mouths if we're happy? Shouldn't there be something like, I remember there a text that I read that says, out of the mouth, the heart overflows. Gee willikers, Tobe. So if you're happy, then happiness is going to come out. There seems to be a lot of bitter people out there who are very concerned about themselves, and concerningly about themselves, they continue to be concerned about themselves, and by golly, there's some really pissed off people out there. Okay, let's take a step back. Maybe we not focus on ourselves here today. Can we try that just for a weekend? Maybe we could be heroes just for one day. I just got done with a movie. I've invited the boys. These guys, I tell you, they're all grown up. They all have full-time jobs. We have one left in college. I'm telling you, it's not easy. We used to do all these things together as a family. Now our family's grown up, and I'm telling you, as a father, it's a little bit difficult because I raised these boys to become self-sufficient. I raised them to say, you know what? One day you're going to be a man, and it's my job to show you as much as I can with as little as I have available to me. What's available to you, Tobe? Well, just my experience, okay? I'm not the greatest dad in the world. I have a t-shirt that proves I am the okayest dad in the world. I don't have it all figured out, okay? But I do the best that I can with my sons, and I taught them to become self-sufficient. If you need help, you got questions, your mom and I are always here. We are raising you above our shoulders because I want my boys to be far better than I ever was. I want them to become far more than I have ever become. Shouldn't we want that for our children? Shouldn't we want that for our neighbors' children, for our neighbors themselves? If we are constantly pushing each other up, does that not make a better America? Hallelujah! I don't know where that came from. Okay, we're going back in here. If we're constantly pushing each other down, then our kids always see that. Then they become more self-centered. And they say, well, I need to be more prioritized in your life. That's not the way it should be. My point is this. It's really tough when you train your kids to be self-sufficient and then they grow up and then they're all self-sufficient. It's like, don't you guys need me anymore? Hi, I'm your dad. Don't you need me? You want me to tie your shoe? You got the shoes already. Okay. You want me to you're already making lunch. All right. Well, how about at work? You're already off to work. Okay. All right. I'll be here if you got any questions or anything. We get together, at least we try to, with respect to everybody's schedules, and we'll watch a movie or two, and we got a list of movies. Do you have a list of movies that really get you pumped for Independence Day, for the 4th of July, like Rocky IV, man? You remember Rocky IV? That was amazing. And then, of course, there's Independence Day with Will Smith and President Bill Pullman and Jeff Goldblum, and they're going in after the aliens, and they shoot it up, they get back at the end of the movie and everything. I don't want to spoil it for you, but if you haven't seen it, folks, it's been out since 1996, okay? I got nothing for you if you haven't seen it yet. It's just an amazing movie. You got to go watch it. Then The Sandlot. You remember The Sandlot? Just a bunch of kids getting together, and it's like for the All-American game of baseball. There's The Monuments Men, Top Gun, American Sniper, Saving Private Ryan, Live Free or Die Hard, Deja Vu, and then the one I just watched, Lone Survivor. The true story of the Navy SEALs operation. Red Wings going in. Marcus Luttrell lost his brothers. They had the 2,000-year-old code of the code of Pestinwali. Am I saying that right? They don't know if I'm saying it right. I hope I'm saying it right. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Guys, we're on 4th of July. I love hot dogs, beef dogs, and brats, and beer, and the buns and the chips and the soda. I love steak and the chops and the flaming hot Cheetos and ice cream sandwiches and the orange sherbet push pops. I love taking a family over to the local fireworks display, and they got live music and they got elephant ears, and then we watch a magnificent display and a celebration of the freedom in this country that we get to enjoy. And I believe we've lost sight of that over the past year, the past couple of years. That has so been overshadowed by so much of our own molehills that we have magnified into huge mountains. That in light of the brave men and women who have fought and died protecting our freedoms as Americans and protecting our American flag and everything for which it stands, our little molehills turned into mountains have overshadowed all of that. We need to stop. We need to elevate our focus. Oh, why do you watch these movies? You wind up crying. Of course I wind up crying at the end. Have you seen Lone Survivor? I don't know how anybody can watch that as an American and walk away saying, boy, that was a really funny movie. No, can't do that. You can't walk away from American Sniper, and you can't walk away from Saving Private Ryan and so many others where it depicts real, true stories or based on true stories of people who gave everything that they could. Like they paid the ultimate price and the ultimate sacrifice so that you and I could enjoy what we get to enjoy every day. And I tell you, the familiarity breeds contempt. I think there's a lot of people today with contempt for this country. You know what? I have a message for you. You don't have to live here. You don't have to live here. Go somewhere else. You don't like the freedoms here? Don't try to change them. Go somewhere else that has less freedom. Did you know, maybe you didn't know this, did you know there are Facebook groups on Facebook that I don't like? So you know what happens? I don't become a part of that Facebook group. I don't get in there and try to change the Facebook group and all the ideals that Facebook group gets to enjoy because of the many people who have fought and bled and died for this country so that they can enjoy those freedoms. I don't try to get in there and change them all. You know what I do? I don't engage the Facebook group. Do you think that's a practice that we could put into play, us, ourselves, and thinking, you know what? If you don't like my ideology, then we don't have to interact, okay? I'm not going to go and try to change who you are. That's not my job. I can present to you my ideals, which I'm doing now. I can present to you how I see the world. I can present to you my faith in God. You don't like my God? Don't follow him. But you're not going to change him. You don't like this country? You don't have to live here. Isn't that good news for all you people who hate America and hate Americans? Stop trying to change America. Just leave. You're welcome to go. Here's your invitation. I've heard several people online and on the air, like on radio, in case you're not familiar with that. They used to have a thing called radio prior to live streaming, Amazon Podcast, and Spotify. They had a thing called the radio, and you would twist a knob, and then you get to change the channel. That's another great thing. If you don't like the podcast, you don't have to subscribe. You don't have to follow the podcast. If they're showing something on a television channel that I don't appreciate, guess what happens? You're right. I call the studio and I say, look, this is John Doe, and you need to change that programming because I don't like it. You also need to change your shirt because I don't like the message. Nope, that's actually not what I do. I just change the channel. Or I mute it because I don't like listening to commercials, which is a primary reason that we don't have a lot of commercials on this podcast. I would imagine you would either fast forward or just not follow me altogether, which please don't do. Please don't disconnect. Please don't. I like when you listen. I do. I really do. I watch these movies that are hard to watch because it's a great reminder for the Baker Boy himself that there are far bigger problems than me not having the right pasta on the 4th of July, than me not being called by whatever pronouns, than me not, it's all this baloney that we tend to magnify because it makes us feel better, because I get attention from it or something. Do you think we could go without attention for just one day? Maybe we could be heroes for just one day and place the focus on something bigger than us. A few years back, during a very heated trial time in Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan, when we were in a serious battle, war on terror and Hamas and the Taliban, my brother was serving this country in the Air Force. He was not directly in Afghanistan. He was in one of the stands, and I want to say like Tajikistan. I was actually working with Campus Life at the time, and I was in Florida on a Campus Life trip. We were working with something like, how many teenagers was it? I don't know, 20, 25 teenagers. This was on a spring break trip. I got a call from him saying that he believed he was moments away from being called into Afghanistan, which was very heated. That was like a red hot area at the moment. And a lot of things that we tend to build up as important in our life gets diminished when something like, hey, the life of your brother is about to be put into serious detriment. Like he might go over there, like he would go over to Afghanistan and he might not return. Things like that kind of diminish what I originally thought were really big issues. And I'm going to leave the blank. I'm going to leave the blank there. You can fill in the gap. You can fill in the blank whatever you believe is to be huge right now in terms of problems. But let's put that into perspective and ask yourself this question. What if your mom, dad, brother, sister was about to be called out into harm's way? Are we as concerned with ourselves? Do we at that point elevate our focus? Those people who went and fought and bled and died against Hamas, against the Taliban, in that Operation Red Wings with Marcus Luttrell, those soldiers had families. They had a mom, they had a dad. They probably had a brother, a sister, a sibling of some kind. Maybe they had cousins, aunts, uncles. Some of them even had kids. you could see some of the pictures at the end of the movie of the real life people that the actors were portraying. They had a father in a lake with his son. The father's gone. He had passed away, giving his life for the country, for freedom, trying to protect us, trying to protect our freedoms. And many of those people giving of their lives, we will never meet. They will never meet us. But they believed in something bigger than themselves. They were a part of something bigger than just the individual. They fought for that something. What would you fight for? But what would you fight for? Is that somebody calls you a him, her, it, them, he, she, it, they? That's what you would fight for as a pronoun? Can we get off the pronouns for just a little bit? I've never in my life heard something so small be blown way out of proportion, out of selfishness. Like I said before, I got problems with selfishness, so I can spot that real easy. I got problems with pride, so I can spot that real easy. I want to say it was something like 3 hours later after I was notified that my brother would be going into detrimental territory where we might not see him again. Something like 3 or 4 hours later, I got the call from him that he was given orders to stand down. Whew. Yeah, that's where you breathe. That's where you inhale and exhale and you kind of let go. That's where the knots in your stomach finally release and you're like, oh my gosh, that was really close. Because when they go into those heated battle territories, many times they don't return, okay? They're sent into battle on the front lines. They don't come back. I have a new essay up on the podcast called Hero. It's going to live up there as long as it can. You're welcome to review that. You're welcome to read it over. You're welcome to print it out and keep it in your desk. If you so choose, that is your freedom. If it's all right with you, I just wanted to read through it. And hopefully encourage you to elevate your focus, if only for a few minutes. They wore that uniform with pride. There was determination in their focus and purpose in their heart. They knew precisely who they were and exactly that for which they were fighting. If I were a betting man, I would wager to say that perhaps they even knew the price. You can almost see them standing in front of the mirror of their bedroom, just staring, almost as if they were catching a glimpse of their image as a whole, to remember, to memorize, as if they would not see it in the same light again. In walks their spouse, their husband, their wife. He turns to face her at attention with head held high, her hand over her face, not knowing whether to smile at this strong beloved soldier or to cry with uncontrollable tears at the overwhelming thought that he may not return. What if this was to be their last hour together? What words do they exchange, or does it speak louder to remain silent and simply cherish the moment? Not too much time passes before the kids burst into the bedroom with a breath of fresh air, thus lightening the heavy load which lay ahead. There is something so disarming about the sincere embrace from your son and daughter, when all they want to do is hold on for just a few more seconds. All the other woes fade into the distance. They are the apple of his eye and the arrows in his quiver. He pointed the sorrowful chin of his boy upward and charged him to take care of his mother and younger sisters in his absence for a short while, thus knighting him man of the house, and needed to step up accordingly. What tears must have befallen his worn cheeks as he lifted his little girls in a George Bailey fashion and vowed to never let go. I would go so far as to guess there may have been something like promises of large stuffed giraffes and a trip to the zoo upon Dad's return from the war. Finally, holding his wife one last time, one ultimate kiss, one more dance to close down the house, and a promise to always remember and to return home alive, which could only be fulfilled by the good Lord above. Can you imagine? Headed into battle with an incredibly low chance of survival, with a shred of hope that in the sacrifice your wife and children will live in freedom. Can you imagine the sadness of never being able to hear your nieces giggle at a dumb joke, or never again being able to wrestle your boys to the ground or smooth your fingers over the cheeks of your wife as you brush the loose hair behind her to reveal her radiance? They shall march before us once again in uniform with pins in place, a straight gig line, and a firm grip on Old Glory as she waves her beauty in bright colors with style and then some. Can I encourage you then, as our colors parade through, to hold your hand over your heart in remembrance of the fallen soldiers, in salute to those who sacrificed their lives, who proudly hold the flag high, seeing it in the frame of Francis Scott Key, who longed for, who looked for, who hoped that when the dust settled and the fog cleared, that our beautiful flag, though tattered and torn, crimson with the blood of family men, of sons and fathers, of countrymen, would still be flying high, protected by the many soldiers who defended our freedom and fought against injustice for liberty, so that we may live and work and play and worship in a country like this. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? I guess that is a question only you can answer. But then again, that's just my humble opinion.